who's here and who says what if you type it in. But hopefully, Steve, if you can just follow up in case anybody has anything to say. Can somebody type something into the box just to see if I can see what you say? Into the either the question box or the chat. What's that?
Do you see that balloon there?
I do not, but that's okay. We'll go forward with this. So everybody, thanks for coming out. Glad to see everybody could take a little bit of time on a Friday, and we're going to start to try and do these a little more regularly so that we've got some information that can get out to you guys. And can everybody see my screen, by the way? And Steve, just let me know if they say they do, because I'm not seeing their responses. But
oh, sorry, I had myself. Yeah, they can see it. We're good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about video ranking, and I know probably many of you that are on here today probably have already done some video ranking or have used some of my courses that teach video ranking. So, but some of you may be new, so I'm going to go over some things that might seem a little basic to some of you. But for many of you on here, this might be the first time you're hearing this. And also, one thing as well, I want this to be as interactive as possible. So this is your opportunity to ask any questions that you have. And believe me, if you have a question, I'm sure that probably 5 other people that are on here have a similar question, or once they hear the question, will say, oh, yeah, that's me too. So feel free to go right ahead and ask the questions. So let's talk a little bit about video ranking, because as you can see in the pictures here, videos are fairly easy to get onto the page, the top of page 1 of Google. And of course, with SEO for your websites and your blogs and whatnot, it's going to cost you a lot of money to get up there. But with video, you can do it simply and easily, which makes it very valuable and a great skill to learn. So let's take a look at a little bit of what it takes to rank a video. Now, ranking video, now there's going to be certain things such as the famous Gangnam style video that gets 1 billion views just because it's entertaining and fun, and some people probably thought it was goofy and silly, and so they shared it. Those that we do are probably going to be more business related. It's going to be either your, sharing your business or selling a product or teaching people something that hopefully will turn them into a purchaser later on. So we want to, yes.
Ray, forgive me. I just made you the organizer. I figured it out. Modern technology. So you should be able to see all the questions and everything.
So.
Yeah.
So, oh, good.
Sorry
and I can
that.
even type to the audience, which is good, too.
Yeah.
So
there we go.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. All right. So to rank a video for things like plumbing or a product that you have for sale, obviously you're not going to typically get the type of organic viral nature that you get with something that's fun or goofy. So we have to put a little more effort into making sure that our videos get noticed and get ranked. Now, I'm sure that even with these viral videos, most of them start off by gaming the system a little bit to get a little bit of attention. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some of the major things that you can do to help get your video to the top of page 1. So as you can see here at the top, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have an optimized YouTube account. And I'm going to switch over a lot here so you guys can see things in action, so I apologize if you see me switching around. This is my animated logo YouTube channel. As you can see here, we've got a branded background. We've also got information put up here that's optimized. We've got videos put into playlists. And of course, we've got lots and lots of videos that also help. And there's probably, I'm not even sure exactly how many are on this particular account, but it's probably in the hundreds, I bet. So what are you going to do to optimize your videos or your channel? The first thing that you need to do, oops, hey, everybody hear that? Let's put a stop to him for a second. There we go. He's saying hi to everybody. Isn't he pretty? Anyway, when you want to optimize your YouTube account, the first thing that you have is you have to know what your keywords are. So how do we know what keywords to use? Well, the simplest way without buying expensive software is to use Google themselves. And you can use the Google keyword tool, which I'm sure some of you are probably familiar with. Sorry, that's a scary picture of Hillary Clinton there, so if anyone's frightened by that, I apologize. So if you just type in Google keyword tool, which I obviously can't type, keyword, there we go. And you can see keyword tool shows up. And if you go inside of the Google keyword tool, this is where you can find out what your best keywords are as far as how much search people are getting out of a keyword. So for instance, if we're trying to rank a video for a Dallas plumber, we may put in Dallas plumber. And I like to do exact and phrase just because it gives you a better idea of exactly what's going on there. And we'll see if we can put this in right the first time. Cylindrical. And then it gets tough. All right. I-T-H-Y-P-M-E. All right. Good. It looks like we got it right. So now you can see here that we have global monthly searches of 12,100 and local searches of 12,100. They're the same because it's got Dallas in there. But if you look at the exact phrase, you've got 1,600. That's really good, especially for a local business. That means that there are people literally putting Dallas plumber into the search bar and searching exactly that. And our goal is to take as much of these 1,600 and turn them into clients as possible. Now you'll notice here too, and this is something that's very confusing to people, and I want to go over this quickly here, where it says competition, high, medium. This is for pay-per-click. This does not necessarily mean that ranking on organic page 1 for Dallas plumber is necessarily high competition or medium competition. This is literally if you're paying for pay-per-click. You've got a lot of people paying for it, which means you're going to pay more. You've got less people paying for it, so you can pay more. So that doesn't necessarily equate to the actual competition that you have on page 1. Okay. Also, below that, you'll see that they'll throw in a lot of other keywords that might relate to that. So Fort Worth plumbers, okay, they're saying that that's a good thing. Air conditioning, 24-hour plumber. So they're saying, okay, look at that. 24-hour plumber would apply. Again, 1,600. So you could actually use that keyword as well. And you can find a bunch of others in here, Plano, Texas, etc., etc. Plumbers in Tampa. I don't know why that would be helpful to somebody in Dallas, but okay. So that's basically what you want to do. Is you want to make sure that you know what your money keyword is. By the way, I apologize. I've got a massive allergy/cold deal going here, so I can't say many words properly without sounding like an old operator on the telephone. So I apologize for that. So Dallas plumber. Let's say if that's our keyword, what we want to do is let's go back and we want to optimize our YouTube account and optimize our video using that keyword. And the way that we optimize the YouTube account is if we go back, if I can find it here. This is all the stuff you're going to see in a minute. There we go. You'll notice when you log in that there's a button here that says Channel Settings. And you'll want to go in there. Go into Info and Settings, and this is where you want to put a description that has your keyword in there. You also probably will want to title your channel with that. So you might literally want to title your YouTube channel as Dallas Plumber. And then in here you would put Dallas Plumbers, we are the best Dallas plumber, and et cetera, et cetera. Make sure that's in there. And then in the tags, make sure you also put Dallas Plumber in here, as well as some of the other keywords that you saw in the list. The reason you put quotes around this is because you want to get both words as one keyword. So you would put quotation, Dallas plumber, quotation. You may also want to just put plumber by itself. Okay? So that's how you begin to optimize your channel. Now on top of that, you also want to, let's done editing for the moment. You'll also want to make sure that you put your links on the side here as well. And the way you do that is hit Edit, and you can literally put in anything you want here. Any website you want, you can put in. Any social media, just anything that you have a link for, you can put into here. Just put the title, put the link, and hit Add, and that'll allow people that are on your channel that back up. So anybody that's on this channel now can actually click through to any of these links here. So literally, we'll wait for this to stop here. Come on. There we go. And this is the website. You click on this, and it'll take you right to the website. And that, of course, just means more traffic for you. So that's how you basically optimize your YouTube channel. You also want to make sure that you've got a lot of videos on there. There's a lot of activity, that you're constantly adding things to it, because they want to see that this is an active account. And what it's going to do is, it's your foundation. It's going to give you that extra boost when you start to put videos on there, because they're going to say, okay, this is a strong channel, therefore the stuff he puts on there is important because he actually uses this channel. And that's going to help you to rank your videos. Okay, so the next thing is you want to optimize your video itself. And the way that you want to do this is through your titles and tags. And if we go back here, we'll go to one of the videos. So if we go to, let's say, this video here, we'll see how well optimized I've done in the past here. We'll try to silence it. There we go. So even if it plays, we won't hear it. Okay, so if we look at this here, you can see we've got titles and we've got descriptions. Now, if you notice here, one of the things I have is my keyword for this is logo animation, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get people that are searching for logo animations to find this. So you can see I've got logo animation for social metrics. Get your logo animated for only $99. Now, if we go back to our thing here, when we optimize our titles, we want to know our keywords, which we do. In this case, animated logo or logo animation, either one. And you want to put the keyword into your title, preferably twice. Okay? So as you can see here, I've got logo animation and logo animated. And the reason is because that's a secondary keyword that's related, and so I put that in there twice. But if you were a Dallas plumber, you might put Dallas plumber dash, how to find the best Dallas plumber. So you've got Dallas plumber in there twice. I know it sounds a bit like it's spamming, but with YouTube videos, that's what you want to do. It really does make a big difference. Okay, so the next thing we want to talk about is our descriptions. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this description. And I'm just going to go over to a page here. I'm going to paste this in so that we can see this. I'll try to blow this up a little bit. Okay, so you can see in our description, and by the way, I typically will write this inside of a word processor before I upload the video. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to make sure that you start your description with your keyword, in this case logo animation, and you also want to end it with that as well. So you can see here I've got animated logo and logo animation. And the reason you do this is oftentimes when Google comes and they scrape the information from the page, they'll grab this, and sometimes they'll grab a little bit of this and stick it together, and that's the search. So now you've definitely got right at the end, right at the beginning, your keyword. The next thing you want to put in there is your logo, your URL, and make sure you put the HTTP : / to make sure that people can click on that and click through. So that's the second thing we want to put in there. And then you want to put a nice long description. And actually, this one's really not that long, but it's it's also not very short. You can see here this is an animated logo, so we got it in there again, or animated video, social metrics. Okay, you want to get the words in there a few times sprinkled throughout. Logos in there quite a bit, animated logo, logo animation. Okay. And just take the time to really fill this out, because one thing that people often forget is when they go to optimize their website, they make sure that they optimize it really well. But what they forget is that YouTube is just a website, and your video page is just a page on a website. So therefore, you want to try and optimize that page just like you would your personal website. And that's how you can get more attention and make sure that your video and your video page get ranked well. Okay, so that's how you want to do that. And by the way, if anyone has any questions, please throw them out there, and I will try to make sure that and actually it looks like we do have a couple questions here, and we'll get to that in just a second here. Okay, so we want to make sure that you get all of this optimized as best as possible, okay? Put the keyword first, followed by the link. Long description with keywords spread throughout. Put your URL, your YouTube URL in the description. And let's go back and take a look at that. You can see here at the very bottom it says video, and it has a YouTube URL. And the reason this is here is because if people take your video and they share it and they embed it on their website, you want to have this link here linking back to your video page. And what that does is it builds an extra backlink, and it helps to rank your video. I have also got a couple others here that are related because it can do the same for those as well. Okay? So let's see here. I want to make sure. Rob Wheeler says, just mute before you blow your nose. That's a good advice. Thank you. I've got a mute button right in front of me in case I sneeze, so that's good. Okay, if you have any questions specifically about the descriptions right now, feel free to throw those in there. I know I've got a couple of other questions that we'll hit in a minute as we move on with this. Okay, so that's how you want to take care of your videos. Now with tags, whoops, tags are a totally different animal nowadays. They have made some changes. They've made a lot of changes in YouTube, but they've made some changes to the way they do tags. As you can see here, I don't see any tags, and nobody else can see my tags anymore. Well, what you need to do in order to see your tags now, and by the way, if you notice this here, this is actually brand new. They literally changed this like in the last day or two. They've added this bar here for editing. So if you hit the info and settings, which you probably are used to it being up here if you use YouTube a lot, but now it's down here in an icon. If we click on this, we'll be able to see our keywords. And you can see here, if you've done YouTube videos before, this may look new to you because they did change this a short time ago. They used to literally just have text like this in the box with commas, but now they actually break it into pieces. So you can see we've got animated logo, logo animation, logo stinger, logo bump, etc. These are all words that I've researched. And you want to put as many related keywords in here as possible. And actually, the case of this, it looks like the way that they've changed this up has kind of messed with this a little bit, because you would want to get these single words in here as well. So literally logo, animation, just because it's going to bring in a few more people by having those single words in there as well as the phrases. So make sure you put all of your keywords in here and all of your keyword phrases so that it relates to that. Now here's here's one little trick for you, and if you notice when you go to, and we'll just save this for a moment, if you go back to the view page, if it ever does, let's go back, come on. There we go. You've got your related videos along the side here. Now one trick which can really be helpful to you is when you're putting in your tags, if you put a unique word in all of your videos, it will relate them together. So if it's your company name or the name of a product, you'll literally start to get more of your videos that are related to the one you're working on in the related videos section here, which obviously I've done a terrible job with because none of these are related to mine. But we'll have to go back and fix that. This channel is pretty old too, so. Okay, so that's how you want to optimize your video. And again, if anyone has any questions with that, please throw them out there. Okay, and with the keyword, so that's how, all right, so good. So we've hit that. Now let's talk a little bit about distribution. And I know some people have asked a couple questions about that already, so hopefully we'll hit some of that right now, and I will take a look at the questions specifically as well. But when we want to distribute a video, we want to get the video out to as many places as possible. As many of you are probably familiar with a site called Traffic Geyser or TubeMogul. There's also one called PixelPipe. And actually TubeMogul, which you may have heard of, is actually no longer around. They've actually changed their name. They're still around. They've changed their name. They're now known as OneLoad. And what they allow you to do is they allow you to take your video here and upload it to all of the other video sites that are spread around the web. So that would be like Vimeo or Dailymotion or MetaCafe or Spike.com or any of the other ones that you can think of. And services such as Traffic Geyser or TubeMogul OneLoad allow you to easily take those videos and just send them out to all of those different sites at the touch of a button rather than having to go to each individual one and upload the video and set your descriptions. You set all that once, you send it out. Now, many of you have probably done this before. You've probably done distribution of the videos through that, but this is the part you're going to want to take a note on this if you've got it here. When you are going to distribute your videos, if your goal is to rank the YouTube video, then when you distribute through OneLoad or Traffic Geyser, you want the link in your description to be the link to the YouTube video. Okay? Typically, the way that Traffic Geyser and other sites teach is if you're trying to get traffic to your website and you're using video to get traffic to your website. So in my case, animateyourlogo.com, typically you would submit it to Traffic Geyser with the link going to animateyourlogo.com. But what we want to do is we want to boost the video. So what we would do is we would take this video here, and when we distribute it through Traffic Geyser, we would actually use the YouTube video as the link back. And what that does is all those other videos, MetaCafe, Dailymotion, another YouTube account, whatever it happens to be, will point back to this page here and help boost that video. Okay? So that's what you want to do with that. If you don't have Traffic Geyser, then what we want to do is we want to turn over to our old friend Fiverr, Fiverr.com. And if you go to the home page and you just type in Traffic Geyser, if it loads, there we go, you'll see there are a whole bunch of people that will load your video to Traffic Geyser for $5. So if you don't have Traffic Geyser, which, Traffic Geyser costs $99 a month, so unless you're going to do 20 videos a month, you might be better off just coming here, paying $5, let them do it. Typically, the guys that are on here have very good accounts. They know how to set them up, so your videos are much more likely to get distributed properly. With Traffic Geyser and OneLoad, typically some of the video channels that you upload to are going to reject the video, or they weren't working that day, or what have you. But these guys do a really good job. I've used them many times for that particular purpose. And best of all, if you really want to get some action, you could buy a couple of them, because this guy's going to submit it to totally different accounts than this guy is. So if you buy a couple of those, you'll get your stuff distributed multiple times to different places. Okay? And again, anyone has any questions? If anyone has any questions, feel free to put them into the box, into the questions box, which I seem to be having an issue with here. Hold on one second here. Let's figure out why. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, not right now, thanks. There we go. That's better. All right. And Daniel says, huge tip there. Well, thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. Okay. Yes, their new name, this is for Shibia. The new name is OneLoad, which is, I believe it's just oneload.com. I haven't really used them a lot. I just started to set up a new account there because TubeMogul was pretty bad with anything commercial. They like to kick you out. So be very careful with that with OneLoad. If it's a how-to video, kind of disguise your videos that are going up there, because if you put literally just a marketing video, they'll probably cut the video out and probably shut your account down. So be careful with that. But they are a good service if you've got videos that aren't going to cause a problem. And they have a paid service in which you can do commercial stuff, so you can check into that. But they are actually pretty expensive. Okay. So once you've distributed your video, you've got it out to all those places, and all those videos are pointing back to your YouTube video, the next thing we want to talk about is backlinks. Now, backlinks, literally, as they've been described many times, are votes to your page. So literally, another web page says, hey, check this out, and that's a vote that says you are a good, you're a good site for people to go see. And Tammy says, how many Fiverr gigs should you do? Typically, for most videos, if I'm going to do Traffic Geyser, I usually only do one, but I do buy other things on Fiverr. So, for instance, I've actually helped Tammy on a few videos. I've probably spent about 5 different Fiverr gigs per video to get them to really rank well. And Mark says, what about Video Marketing Robot? And to be honest with you, Mark, I really don't know anything about that particular one. I've never used it, so I can't really intelligently talk on that particular one, but definitely one I will check out. I mostly use Traffic Geyser because that's what I have, and it works pretty well for me. So, but I will check out that because that sounds interesting at the very least. Okay, so back to backlinks here. What you want to do is you want to get as many votes for your video as possible, links from other pages linking back to you. So again, you can turn to Fiverr for this, and if you looked up something like a link pyramid, you'll see that there are a lot of people that are doing this. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a resource here that I use, actually 2 different ones that I use, both of which are really good. So you may want to write this one down again. And by the way, I keep saying write these down. I will provide at the end, I will email to each of you a list of these resources so that you have that on hand that you can just click over to. But this guy's name is Raz Van Roo, and he does a lot of great things. Not only does he do backlinks, but this is one thing here too. If you really want to find a good keyword for a client or even for yourself, he does really, really good in-depth keyword research. Literally, he says in-depth keyword research, and it is. He provides a report, shows you what the best words are, gives you about 27 options, but then tells you the 10 best. Very, very good for that. Okay, this is the one that I typically use here. Build a 3-tier Penguin-approved link pyramid, and if you're not familiar with link pyramids, basically what it is they will build a pyramid of links that point back to your site. So in other words, you can have 2,000, in this case it's 10 high PR blogs, bookmark them and blast 5,000 comments to the bookmarks. So literally, he's taking 5,000 comments on 5,000 different sites and pointing those to these here. So the social networks, these different sites, and then those sites point back to your main site, or in this case, your video. And the reason you do that is because more so with a website than a video, you don't want to have Google go, oh, wow, look at this. Suddenly, today, he's got 5,000 links pointing back to his website. Well, where did they come from? Obviously, he must be cheating. But if you've got 4, 5, or 10 links pointing to your site, that doesn't throw any red flags. And then the 5,000 comments are going to those 10 sites, which those 10 sites are powerful enough that 5,000 backlinks, Google's not even going to notice that because they've got hundreds of thousands of backlinks to those bigger websites. So that's what a link pyramid is. There are also.
I do have a question on
sure.
The guy here in Romania because I've used him. On your recommendations, one of the things that he did ask for was a spinned article.
Yes.
And you might want to just address that so people don't get, you order it and they go, oh, I got to spin an article here, so maybe explain that a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, on some of these, they're going to ask for a spun article. Now, on many of them, they will actually, they won't require that. They'll let you, they'll just take an article offline and spin it for you. But if they ask for a spun article, basically what that is in my case, if I'm doing animated logo, I would have to have an article about animated logos. So let's say a 500-word article that's just all about why they're so great. And what happens with a spun article is you literally put what's called spin text into those, and that allows the article to be unique when he sends it out to different places. So if he sends it out to 10 different links, he wants to be able to have 10 different articles. But you don't want to write 10 articles, so you use what's called spin text. So for instance, if the original article said, you know, animated logos are the greatest thing since sliced bread, you would put brackets around, let's say, sliced bread, and change that to greatest thing since, you know, the iPhone or whatever. And it just allows a piece of software to take words and spin them so that the articles appear to be different, even though they're technically the same article. And that just, you know, it just keeps red flags from popping up on any of your content. So you'd have to take an article, and literally, if I flip over here, I could show you, like, if we wanted to use spin text on this article here, you might say, you would put a bracket like this around competition, get an edge on your competitors, and put a bracket at the end. So now, literally, when he sends this article out, the first time he sends it out, it'll say, get an edge on your competition. The second time he sends it out, it'll say, get an edge on your competitors. And therefore, they're technically two different articles. And you do that with enough words, and they appear to be completely unique. So that's what he'll be asking for if he asks for a spun article. Okay, so back to Fiverr here. So I posted the name Raz Vanro into the chat box. So if you want to grab that, you can. The other person that I like to use, and I'll share this one with you as well, is a guy named Dino Stark. Okay, and so we go to Dino. You can see he's got a bunch of different things here, and I'll type that into the box here as well, into the chat box. It's Dino _Stark. Send that to all of you there. Hopefully you're getting that stuff. Okay, so you can see here he's got a few different things that he does with XRumor, which is XRumor is a software that just sends out a lot of links. I don't tend to get that technical with it, but in this case he'll build a backlink pyramid with 5,000 profiles. Literally, if you don't know what he means by 5,000 profiles, that would be if you've ever commented on a blog where they make you sign in with your name, and you make your name in, boy, sorry, I sound awful here, I'm so stuffed up. Your name literally would be Dallas Plumber or Animate Your Logo. So literally on these blogs it would say Animate Your Logo with a link, says, hey, this is a great article, or what have you. So that's how they build those links. So those are two resources that you can use to build links. Typically, I like to do 2 of those on a video. I will do a link pyramid from one of those 2, and sometimes I will do what's called a link wheel, which those have kind of fallen out of favor with a lot of people, but from what I've seen, they still seem to work quite well with the videos. A link wheel is very similar, where you literally have a website that points to another website that points to this. You can see here in the art and the diagram here. You put something on Squidoo, and the Squidoo points to WordPress, and the information on WordPress points to Blogger, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and then they point back to your site. And it just builds a stronger way to get links to your website. So like I said, typically I will do 2 of those for each video to make sure that you get tons and tons of backlinks. Okay. And the next thing you want to talk about is bookmarks. And again, I'm going to give you a couple of resources for this. If you want to do it quick and easy, you can look up bookmarks on Fiverr. And you'll see that there's a whole bunch of people that will do this. Okay. But the one person that I recommend is called Crork, C-R-O-R-K service. And apparently, I did spell it wrong. C-R-O-R-K. There we go. Search that again. And you can see he's got, I will add your site to 600 plus social bookmarks, RSS, PIG, and SEO backlink. This is a great service. The only issue with this one is right here. It does take a little while for him to put it together. He's not an overnighter, but you can see he's got 14,000 positive reviews and 0 negative reviews. That's incredible. So what he does is, you can read on here, basically he's doing all sorts of social bookmarking, and then he's putting those into an RSS feed, he's pinging it all, and he's doing backlinks to the 600 sites, which all just really builds a very strong infrastructure pointing back to your YouTube video. So that's one resource there for bookmarks. And again, if you don't know what a bookmark is, it's, for instance, Dig or Delicious, sites like that that literally just tell other people about things you're interested in. So he'll do that for you. Now, if you want to do a little bit yourself and you want to do it quickly, I do have another resource here. Hold on a second there. Oh, there's Hillary again. And this site is called socialmarker.com. And what socialmarker.com does is it will take your content and it'll put it out to all of these different sites, but you do it manually. It doesn't do it automatically. So literally you would put your information in here. So I would put animated logo. We'll just make this up, youtube.com. We'll pretend that's our link. And text is blah, blah, blah. Tags, animated logo. And of course you'd put others in there as well, but I want to just show you this quickly. So you'd hit submit. And what this will do is it'll actually, within the frame of their website, they'll actually take you out to each of these sites where you can fill this information in for bookmarking. And like in this case here where it's all blank, you can actually just copy and paste from the bottom here. So title, link, description, and when you're done, you just submit the information to /dot, and then when you hit next, it'll take you to the next one, which is Dig, etc., 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 Reddit, and it just quickly allows you to jump back and forth to all these different sites and submit your video to the bookmarking sites. And I know some people that have said that literally just uploading your video and doing these bookmarks will get you ranked pretty quick. And I have seen that a few times, but a lot of people swear by that, so it definitely is a big help. We got a question from Alan that says, and all of this is kosher with Google, or are we at risk for getting slammed if someone finds out? Well, let's talk about technically and kosher. Is it kosher? Technically, it's probably not, because anytime you do anything that's SEO related, you're technically breaking YouTube and Google's terms of service. You are not supposed to go out and do anything to manipulate your rankings. So technically, anything that you do is really against their terms of service, with the exception of literally, just being friendly and letting people know about it. But at the same time, it's not going to hurt you at all. I've never had anything happen to any of my accounts or any of my sites or any of my videos. Nothing here is overtly crazy. Like, for instance, social bookmarking, technically that would not be considered anything unkosher at all, because literally the job of a social bookmark is to tell people about your stuff. Backlinks, yes, that's where Google technically says you're not supposed to manipulate backlinks. But, that's what everybody does, and that's why we try to do it as safely as possible. But again, I've never had an issue with that. If you do some of these techniques to a new website, your website might get hurt just because it's too much too quickly. But with a site like YouTube, it's not going to affect it. You send 5,000 links to YouTube, I mean, they probably don't even notice. They've got millions and millions. I think the last time I looked, it was hundreds of millions of backlinks to YouTube. So there's really no fear on that. Okay, so that's social bookmarking, and again, Fiverr or use Social Marker. Okay, the next one, and this is something that I want to talk about very carefully because this is changing rapidly, and this deals with views as well as likes and comments to your videos. Now, in a perfect world, you would put out your great video, people would come to it, they would watch it, they would leave comments, and all would be good, and it would help you out. Unfortunately, when you put out a video, very few people are going to know that you put out a video, especially at first. So what we want to do is we want to get views to our website or to our video. And there's a number of ways that we can do this. Obviously, we want to get onto our social media and tell people about it. Go to Facebook and say, hey, here's a new video. That may get you a few views, but quite honestly, if you are a Dallas plumber, how many of your friends on Facebook are going to go right now to go watch a video about a Dallas plumber? If they don't need a plumber, they don't care, they're not going to watch that. So we do want to play with that just a little bit. And actually, let me go back for 1 second. Alan just posted another one. It says, so we're linking to our YouTube channel, not our website. You're actually linking to the YouTube video itself, so literally the video player. So when you create your bookmarks, you are using this right here. So literally, you are pointing your bookmarks back to the actual video page of the video that you want to rank, just so everybody's clear on that. Okay? So there are some ways to get more views to your video. In the old days, it was as simple as going to our old buddy Fiverr and just purchasing a whole bunch of links back to your video. That, unfortunately, is not going to help you these days. My guess is there's probably still a ton of people offering it, but this, if I could spell views right, it would be helpful too. This nowadays is probably not going to help you very much. And you can see this one here, provide 250 YouTube views. There are probably some on here that will help you and actually will work well, but it's very difficult to know which are the good ones and the bad ones. And the reason is because a lot of these services, they'll get you a lot of views, but Google will easily be able to say, oh, look, he got 5,000 views, and they're all from the same town in the middle of Afghanistan or whatever. So they're going to know, oh, these 5,000 views are bogus. And at that point, they will do one of a few things. One, they will just take your views away, and you'll be back down to 20 views. Two, they'll pull your entire video. Or three, they'll just ban you from the site. So we want to be very careful with that and avoid some of the Fiverr things on here for now. Fortunately, there are ways that you can get views without any issues, at least so far. And I know there are some people that have started to say, hey, you can't do that. It doesn't work. You will get banged for that. I have not had any videos hurt because of using this particular site. And the name of the site is vagx.com. I'll put it into the box here. And what VagX does is it allows you to get more views to your videos, but it does it in a way that hopefully will not get you into any trouble. And the reason is because what it is a system where you post a video to VagX and literally thousands of people across the globe watch your video. So you are literally getting actual people, actual computers in different places watching your video. Now, technically, when I say watching your video, usually it's running in the background, so they're not really seeing the video, but their computer is actually watching the video. So this has never got me dinged yet. I've never had a video that's been booted or had the views pulled away because of that. It's definitely what I seem to think is a safe site at this point. And Alan says he has no problems with VagX either. The only way forward with views, yeah, typically I would say that it is probably the only way forward at this point. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Not only is VAGX going to give you actual real human views to your videos, but it also allows you to choose the amount of time. So as you can see here on these different videos, 60 seconds, 300 seconds, 180 seconds. One of the things that YouTube has changed very recently is they don't care how many views you have. So if you've got 50,000 views, they don't care. What they want to see is 50,000 views that were good views that were more than 10 seconds long. So if you've got a 3-minute video and you've got 50,000 views, but they only watched it for 20 seconds, well, are they really views? People said, oh, this stinks, and they went away. So what they want to see is they want to see 50,000 views on your 3-minute video that are 2.5, 3 minutes long, which means people are sticking around and watching your videos. And the reason they like that is because, one, it means you're providing content people actually want to watch, and two, you just kept people on YouTube for 3 more minutes versus 30 seconds. And they're self-preserving as well. They want to make sure that people are staying on YouTube, and if you're helping them do that, that's great. And Mark just put down that the owner of VAGX actually has a Fiverr gig. That's interesting. I'll have to check that out. I never noticed before. My guess is, if he does, it's probably safe to use that. And there it is. Actually, I don't know if everybody saw this or not, but I'm going to post it to everybody. This is apparently the actual guy from VAGX's YouTube views gig on Fiverr. So if you want to check that out, go for it. Okay, so video views are a huge part of what you want to do. VAGX also allows you to do, if we go back over here, you see they also allow you to do likes, subs, faves, comments. Word of warning, their comments stink. Don't even bother or do very few of them. Comments will definitely help you, but these comments are terrible. You'll literally get, hey dude, nice video. Useless. So if you want to get views, likes, and subs, this is a place you can do it. For comments, I'll tell you what I like to do for comments. If you've got shorter videos, especially ones that are 30 seconds to 60 seconds long, there is another website that you can use, and that website is YouTube Views, YouTube Views. And what I used to use these guys a lot, but because they only watch for 20 seconds, I've stopped using them as much as I used to. But one of the things that this particular site does is it allows you to write your own comments. So literally, if you put up a video, let's say about a Dallas plumber, you could go into YouTube Views, which is loading really slow today, so we'll just let it sit there. You can go into YouTube Views and start writing questions. So literally type in, hey, do you service this area? And then when you log into your actual YouTube account, you can answer that question. Yes, we service that area, this area, and this area. I do that quite a bit. And what I'll typically do nowadays is if it's not a short video, I will wait until I use VAGX to get a bunch of good views, and then I'll just order some views in here, because if you get, not everybody is going to watch your video from beginning to end on a 3-minute video. So once you've got a good amount of established views, I'll come in here and I will purchase a few more views, maybe 250 views or something like that, and then literally you can type in your comments here. So,
so you can buy views in there, huh?
Yes, on either of these sites you can buy views as well, and they are safe. And YouTube Views, by the way, also does the same thing as VAGX. So these are views actually watched by humans all over the globe. The only downfall to YouTube Views right now that I've seen is that they only watch for 20 seconds on each one. So how long can the animated logo be? So I'll put something like that in a comment, and then when I log into my website, into YouTube, I'll go back and I'll answer that question. And it just builds a conversation, gets people paying attention. So that's a good one if you've either got a bunch of views already on your site and you want some comments, or if you have a short video where a 20-second view is actually not a bad thing. So a 30-second video where you get 20 seconds would be okay. So that's just another option there. Okay. So Tim says that I'm scaring him every time I show him Hillary's picture. It scares me too. That's okay. Okay, so there you have it. That's your views. Again, you want to just tell everybody you can about it. And one thing I didn't mention earlier is when you upload your video to YouTube, if we go into the info and settings here, and I'll see if it still shows it. Okay, it doesn't show it here anymore because this is already uploaded. On the player page as well, if you go to share on here, you'll see that you've got the option to share your video to all of these different sites: Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Orkut, Tumblr, Blogger, MySpace, Reddit, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. So you might as well just share your video on all of these, and it's very easy. You literally hit the in button, and it will share your video with all those guys. You can put a comment in here and hit share. And what that does is it'll get you some organic views by people who might actually care, which is a good thing. Okay? So now, once we've got our video up, once we've got our backlinks, once we've got our bookmarks, I want to talk a little bit about pinging. Now, pinging is literally where you are using certain sites to tell Google that you've got a new piece of content that is available that they should look at. Okay? And pinging is something you want to do throughout the entire process. So literally, when you upload your video, so as soon as you've uploaded this video here, you're going to want to ping that YouTube video. Now, because this is YouTube, pretty much it's going to get pinged by itself right away, but I still do this each and every time. So I'll upload a video, and I will go to a pinging site, and there are quite a few sites that you can use. Let's see, I had this one here is MassPing, MASS-ping. I can't say ping today, but hopefully you get that point. And you just paste it in, put a keyword. So in this case, animated logo. Hit ping, and it'll start to ping this out. So now literally Google will be told, hey, check this out, there's content here. Okay. There's also Bulkping, B-U-L-K-P-I-N-G, which is another good site. Works the same way. They've got a few different tools. You hit the ping button at the top, and that'll give you the option to just ping that one particular video. Okay. Same thing. Now, once you start doing all of your backlinking and your bookmarks, you're going to want to ping all of those as well. Now, for instance, Quirk Service with their backlinking tool, their bookmarking tool on YouTube, on Fiverr, they actually do bulk pinging for you, but you can do it again if you want. I typically do every time I do a backlink and they send me all the links afterwards. I take all of those, I copy them, and I will bulk ping. And you can do that again on massping.com or bulk ping. Okay. And on MassPing, if we go back home here, this is where you could put in thousands of these backlinks. So when you use somebody like Dino Stark, he's going to send you a document with all of these backlinks. Just take them, paste them in here, so you'll have thousands of these instead of one. Put in your keyword, hit start ping, and it's going to go through the whole process, and it'll take who knows how long, an hour, 2 hours to get through all of that. But that's another way to get things going there. Now, there are paid services that do a little more than just simply ping your videos or your links. And that site that I use is called linklicious.me. And the site here allows you to add links. And the account that I have gives me 10,000 a day. Again, you put your project. In this case, this is for you personally, so you might say animated logo project. You can see I've already got that in there. You paste your links in here, and you schedule them out. And what this does is, rather than just bulk pinging them all right now, it'll take all of these links that you've built, thousands of links, and it'll schedule them out over days and weeks. So, and not only do they ping them out, but they do some other voodoo magic to make sure that all of these links get indexed So it's a great service that really can help you out with that. So that's linklicious.me, and that's also a big help for you to get your stuff pinged out there. And again, do that with the social bookmarks. Do that with the backlinks. Do that with the videos. Do that with the distributed videos. Okay. Now there are some other little tricks that you can do as well. And I know we're hitting 1 o'clock, so I want to finish this off quickly here because I've got something else I want to share with you quickly. One other thing you're going to want to do with pinging, or excuse me, with getting some backlinks and getting some more attention, is if you go back to Fiverr, and I'll show you in my shopping section here a couple of other gigs that can be very well worth your time for doing as well. Okay, you've got, let's see here, this guy here will actually take your video and he will upload it to 4 more sites and then blast 2,000 forum links to each of those 4 popular sites. So he'll take your video, put it onto another YouTube account, onto Dailymotion and 2 others, and then send a whole bunch of links to it, all for 1 gig. And his name, let me find out what his name is here. Oh, that's Dino Stark again. So again, Dino_Stark, so he does that as well. And then another interesting one here is a new one that I've been trying that seems to work pretty well. This girl here, and their name is Backlinks_tube. She will actually take your video and she will put it onto 50 PR9 YouTube sites or YouTube pages. So literally your video will be on 50 other pages with high PR value that point back to your video. And that's just a way to get your stuff out there. Again, I found that especially on YouTube, when you have other videos that point to your video, it makes a big difference. So that's a big help if you could do that. So literally putting the same video or a similar video onto a bunch of other YouTube channels pointing back to that first video is a big help. And you can actually create this yourself. There's a system called Hub Videos, where literally if you've got 1 main video, you take a couple of smaller videos, put them onto 4 other accounts, and point those back to the main account. It can be a big help for you as well. So that's just a couple of ways to do that. Now, oh, by the way, I should probably mention, because many of you are probably sitting there saying, where's Brian? Our special guest was supposed to be Brian Williams today. He actually, a friend of his was in a car accident, and he had to go to the hospital to go help out. So that's why he's not here. From what I hear, the girl is okay, and hopefully he'll be able to join us on a different day to go over some things. But our prayers are with him. Everything seems to be okay, but he's actually at the hospital right now, so that's why he's not here. But what I wanted to share with you was something that he wanted to share as well, is a couple of ways to make really nice videos very quickly. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to go to Animoto, because quite frankly, I think their stuff is terrible. Before we move on, I do have one question here that says, can you explain the Hub videos again? Yeah. Basically, what the Hub videos are very similar to this here, where she's taking a video and putting it onto 5 different sites and pointing back. What you're basically doing is, let's say I've got one of my animated logo videos that's on my animated logo YouTube channel. I want to rank that for animated logos. So what I do is I take 4 other videos, very short, 4 other videos, and put them onto 4 other accounts. So 4 totally different YouTube accounts. And I take those 4 videos and I point them back to the main animated logo video that I want to get ranked. So there's 4 other videos on 4 other accounts pointing back to the one video that I want to rank better. So I hope that that kind of helps. I know I don't have a diagram here or anything, because I just wanted to quickly mention that. But basically, you're just using the power of other YouTube accounts to point back to your video that you want to rank. And it works very well. It's very helpful for getting that video, especially in YouTube, to rank well. Okay? So quickly jumping into how to create some videos that are cooler than Animoto videos, which I'm not convinced that Animoto videos help you much, because they're just not very good videos. They're just, kind of cheesy slideshows. So one thing that I wanted to tell you about is there's a company, and it's called, or a software called Crazy Talk, and it allows you to take a still image and make it talk, literally. So this here is one that I created myself, very simply, very easily, very quickly, and it's a talking cat. Now, literally, this is not a 3D object. This is not a 3D animation. This is a still picture, and it's important to say that because when you see this, you're probably going to go, holy cow, it's not a still picture, is it? But it actually is a still picture that somebody sent me. We're going to hit play.
Hey, are you thinking of selling your home but are not sure what to do in this crazy real estate market? Then you should call Dean Rinker at Keller Williams Realty. He's one of the top real estate agents in.
Okay, so as you can see, the cat looks like it's talking. It even looks like it's moving around in 3D space, but it's not. It's a two-dimensional flat image that somebody sent to me. And basically what it allows you to do is easily build a kind of interesting video, a little better than a slideshow. And that's my voice on there, and this is one of the first ones that I ever did, and I had no idea what I was doing at the time because I was just trying it out, and it works really well. So if you want to make something interesting, you could take a celebrity picture, you could take an animal picture, you could take a picture of a painting. I had somebody have the Mona Lisa deliver something. I took a picture of my sister and her new husband and made a video of the two of them singing and talking just for fun. So it's a great piece of software that allows you to do kind of cool stuff.
Ray, I think we lost you a little bit on the bandwidth there. Are you there?
Really fun to use, and it works really well. And I've got people saying, "Crazy Talk, what's that? What's that?" Okay, I'm going to show you here. I've got it here. Let's see, I got too many things. Oh, Crazy Talk, there you go. So it's just this piece of software, and again, I'm going to share the links with you. In fact, I made a. You pull this up here. I actually made it nice and easy for us. If I can find the, oh, it's right at the top. So this is Crazy Talk here. I'll paste that in there. I created a simple link to it so that you guys can get to it because it's a little more complex. Let's get back to, sorry, I'm losing it here. All right, there we go. So I'm going to put that in here. This is Crazy Talk, and I send that to everybody there. Hopefully you guys can see that. I know, too much open. I agree, Rob. I always have too much open.
Yeah, we lost you for a little while there, Ray. No big deal, but the
oh my goodness,
kind of
are you kidding?
squeezed down. Yeah. No, it's okay.
Well,
yeah.
I just pasted the Crazy Talk link into there, which allows you to do that. But it's a very easy software to use that can do some very cool pro-looking stuff. Now, the other one I wanted to share, this is what Brian was going to show you, is a company called Sparkle. And again, I'll put that into the links here. Sparkle allows you to do doodle animations. If you've ever seen any of that stuff where you see the hand drawing the pictures, that's what this is here. This is a software that allows you to do that. I'm pasting it in there for you. And let's go back. And this software here, if we, what is Video Scribe? We'll take a look at that. They've got an animation here. And hopefully it shows, well, we won't watch that. That's not what I want to show you. This is, basically it does these types of videos right here. Oh, good. If any of you want to go to Sundance, there's a, all right. We're going to skip that for a moment. But basically, rather than sitting here waiting for these to load, what Video Scribe does is, and there it goes again, Video Scribe allows you to do the doodle type animations where you literally see a hand on the screen drawing pictures. But because it's a software, you can do it very, very easily. And again, I put the link in there. That's Sparkle. It's called Video Scribe. And Brian was going to share with you guys some great animations that he's done. But basically, it allows you to create these doodle animations very simply, very easily. You just create a storyboard, and the software will literally draw your text, draw pictures. It's just a great piece of software. But those are two fun ways to make some great videos quickly and easily for you to rank that are much better than some of these simple slideshows. So that's all I have for today. Hopefully this helped you a little bit to understand a bit about the video ranking. I'm going to send you some of the notes from this. I believe this was recorded as well. Hopefully it was recorded. Hopefully we did it right.
Absolutely. Yep.
Oh, good. So we will have the replay for that. So if you want to go over this again, we'll also share the links that we talked about here for some of the Fiverr gigs, as well as the backlinks, the pinging sites, and the video creation sites. So if you're looking for great ways to create videos, check those out because they are a lot of fun. And if anyone has any questions, I'll take a few of those, but I know we're at an hour already, so we don't want to hold anybody up. So if you have any questions, quickly throw those out there.
Ray, there was one. Does this? How we have a viewer from the UK? How does that work in the UK? Do you know?
Sorry, what was that again?
Oh, we have somebody on the webinar from Great Britain, from England, and
nice.
He was wondering how does this work? Does it work in the United Kingdom? Do you know the answer to that question?
As far as I know, it does. I've done stuff in Canada, and it's worked well on some, and some it hasn't. But I think part of the reason is right here, the views. This is where it gets tough because I've done some stuff in Canada, and literally if you go to google.com, the videos are right there on page 1. You go to google.ca, and it's on page 3. And we've been trying to figure out why that is, and what a lot of the consensus is that the views are all coming from the United States, or at least a vast majority of them are. And so it does really well in the U.S., but maybe not so well in other countries. But if you're in the UK, you're doing a lot of this stuff, I don't think you're going to have too much of an issue because, you'll be able to do the backlinks, and all of that should work just as well in the UK or Australia or any other country as well. But the views tend to be an issue because a lot of the views tend to come from America. But that's more for YouTube than it is for Google. So you will see some differences, but you shouldn't have too many troubles. I've gotten stuff to rank in other countries as well. I've just had some issues with some of the Canadian ones for whatever reason, but other Canadian ones worked fine. So it might be a little hit or miss, but it should work in all those countries. And
another question, and I think, Ray, this would be another webinar, is how do you open YouTube accounts safely?
How to do what?
How to open a new YouTube account safely.
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because that's the next webinar that I want to do is actually about setting up new YouTube channels and optimizing older channels because they've added a lot of really neat new features to YouTube that are great for marketing, but a lot of people don't know about them yet. So we will be doing that. It is a webinar unto itself because there's so many things that you have to do. Well, not that you have to do, but that you want to do, and that will make a big difference on your YouTube channels. So we will definitely do that in another session because there's a lot to it. It doesn't sound like there should be, but there actually is a lot of stuff to it. But as far as safely, literally just get onto YouTube, open up a new Gmail account, and set up your channel normally. You should be okay. The only issue you're going to run into is if you've got a lot of accounts, you might run out of phone numbers because they want you to verify with a text or a phone call. But you can use services like text-free to accept those texts from them, and that'll allow you to do that. But pretty much the accounts are safe. I've also purchased accounts on Fiverr. So literally gone to Fiverr, searched up Gmail accounts, and bought like 80 accounts for $5. And they were all brand new accounts, and most of them have worked fine. There were a few that didn't work, but I still use it. As a matter of fact, it's probably no, it's not. A little while ago, I had it open. You can see all the accounts that I have that I'm using. So that's one way you can do that. Set it up normally, or you can actually buy them on Fiverr. So let's see what else do we have here. Oh, yes. Alan just brought up in-video programming. That will be a part of that next webinar. That's a huge part of it. I love the in-video programming. So those of you who are going, what the heck is that? You'll find out because it's very cool. Okay, any other questions before I let you guys get on? Is there a site that will spin tax our articles? If you search up spin text, there's pieces of software that will do that for you. Best Spinner is one of them that's very popular. A lot of them are PC only, so if you're on Mac, you may just have to search around a little bit. I'm on Mac. I don't use any spinning software because I don't do a ton of spinning. But yeah, you can find them just by looking up the Best Spinner, and that's a good piece of software that works really well.
I know Jim Orr from Traffic Geyser recommended spinrewriter.com.
Yes, that's another one that I couldn't remember. Spin Rewriter is another good one.
Yeah, it doesn't. You don't have to download any software or anything, and it's got a I'm feeling lucky function where you can just hit it and it spins it automatically.
Another thing too, and I didn't really get into this too much, but with backlinks, if you want to do them yourself and you use oh gosh, now it's jumped out of my mind. What's that, Steve? What's the article software for creating backlinks? Not the article software, the backlink software that I have a copy of, and I can't think of the name of it now.
Yeah, it's not coming. I'm happy.
Well, anyway, some of the article software will actually do that for you. It'll do spin text and whatnot. Okay, and Mark asks, what about SE Nuke? SE Nuke is great. I know a lot of people put it down and say, oh, it's crazy, it's just spammy stuff, and it gets booted and all that. If you use that for posting to an article that then points to your YouTube channel, it works great. So if you've got SE Nuke, and with some of the new features they've added, it should work really well for you because it's not spammy like it used to be. So SE Nuke is great. In fact, I've had some people say you can take SE Nuke and blast it directly at your video and it works fine. I haven't done it, but they say it doesn't cause an issue. Bookmarking Demon, that's another one. Thank you. Too many shiny objects, I agree. Bookmarking Demon isn't the one I was trying to come up with. Darn it, I've drawn a blank on it, but it's a Magic Submitter. That's it, Magic Submitter. That's another one that does a good job for you. So if you use Magic Submitter, it actually will do spin text for you in there. So is the backlink software SB Bomber? Oh, no, it's not. And that was posted by a guy named Ray Lane. That's interesting. Okay, I'm assuming that's a mistake because I don't think I wrote it. But yeah, Magic Submitter is the other one. Again, that's a PC-only software, so literally you have to either, if you're on a Mac, you have to either run it on Parallels, or there's other options to run it on a remote server, which is actually very cool as well.
He's got Magic Submitter and Magic Article Rewriter, doesn't he? I think he's got them as
I believe so, but in Magic Submitter, it'll do some of your, it'll help you get through some of the spin text for you, which is good. Yeah, Greg asks if it's recorded and if it will be sent out. Yes. Yes, it is.
And I'm saving this right to the hard drive, so I'll upload it to YouTube, Ray, and send you the links.
Great. That would be awesome. All right, any other questions before I let you guys get off so I can go have some lunch as well, because I haven't eaten all day, so last-minute questions. Okay. Oh, thanks. Chicken soup. Yes, actually, that's what I've had for the last 2 days. Social Adder is another one that Alan just put in there. Social Adder is good as well. I have used that. Another one is, that's for the social bookmarking. Another one is Vingler, V-I-N-G-L-E-R is another good one. So there's lots of good ones there. All right, if that's the last of our questions or remarks, oh, wait, we got a couple things. PowerPoint videos with voice. Does Google like these type of videos? Google doesn't have a problem with them at all. They work really well. The only issue with that is retention tends to be lower with those, but they are very effective, especially if it's a video that calls for it. If it's a video where you're literally teaching things step by step, then they're great and they work really well. There's definitely not going to be anything that hurts you. Like they're not going to say, no, don't use that. Alan also puts Social Monkey. Yes, I use Social Monkey as well. That is another great one. The only issue with Social Monkey, at least with my account, is you can only do 3 a day. So every day I do 3 sites, and it will bookmark them for you. So that's another great one, socialmonkey.com, and I believe it's monkee.com for that one. So Social Monkey with 2 E's instead of a Y. Okay, and it looks like that might be it. So everybody go out, have a good lunch, start ranking some videos. If you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up. It's Ray at raythevideoguy.com. I try to answer as much as I can, so feel free to do that. Sometimes they slip by like a Twitter post, and you never see it, but hopefully I get most of them. So feel free to hit me up on email, and I'll be glad to answer any questions. Other than that, you guys have a great day and a great weekend, and hopefully we'll see you in probably either next week or the week after with the YouTube account creation and all the new stuff there. So thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.